Hi all, we'll today discuss about enterprise integration pattern. So basically these patterns, any pattern is meant for solving the problem. So if there is a problem statement in software development, there'll be always a solution which is come as in pattern. So back then 10 years we had an issue communicating between the different applications. uh, so those applications are not developed in the same technology. It may be developed in C++, COBOL, .NET, or Java. So all of these applications wanted to communicate. When I say communicate, exchange the data between these applications. That was the problem statement. That's where the pattern called as integration pattern comes into the picture. Okay, so there are some of the keywords or the the most used words in integration patterns are here. So there are I'm on Apache Camel organization website. Okay, so the keywords I'll just go through from this website. It's not that I'm just reading out. I'll just make it more generic explanation here also. Messaging systems are like message channel is the first one. Okay, the message channel, basically it means that you have to have a media transmission media between two applications. That channel is a media. So that channel can be a type of HTTPS, TCP/IP, or API, or we say SFTP. Okay, some of these most common used way to communicate between the applications is messaging channel. Okay, so this is on messaging channel. The next one is a message. You have channel. Now you need a message which will transfer, which will, which will transmit between the two applications. That's called as a message. It's an exchange, exchanging piece of message is something that information will have it in XML, JSON, flat file, CSV. You take any of the format of a data, that will all be part of this message. So there is another keyword that we most frequently use is pipes and filters. So the data, always data will not come into, will not be available in our wish format or the required format. So in that case, these pipes and filters will help us to, you know, make it independent and flexible enough to have this message transferred across the application. Message routers. So these message routers will, that is where our applications are decoupled. Let's say the model called as a booking model. Okay. So in this booking model, the booking of a seat is in one application and the payment is another application in this era. But back then 10 years, it was all there in the one application. It was all there in the one application, but it used to be a lot of effort. So there'll be a lot of regulatory and all. I can't have my company or one of the organization who builds this booking system doesn't have a regulatory to have even payment system also developed. That will be part of our financial. Booking is part of retailing. So there are two different sectors. So it's very tightly coupled in that reason. So now, when we have message routing coming in picture as part of integration pattern, so one will build a API of payments and he will serve that API to a booking system. It'll be like decoupled. Then your routing messages are transferring data between applications there, right? So it's a similar way. So the booking will happen in one of the system and they send a message via SFTP or MQ, all of this. Okay, that another application goes and get that message and does the all required stuff of payment and then settlement, all of that it does. Okay, that's where the message router comes in. So message translator definitely required. See, why message translator is definitely required? The system or applications, the one application which is developed long ago, one application is something which is developed now. So in these cases, what will happen? Both the applications will not be capable enough to have similar kind of a data consumed and processed. That is where the message translator is required here. So the data which is required in the format for other application, in a receiving application, in that format the data will be get transferred. Okay, that's where the message translator will come into picture. Message endpoints, it's just like your, when you say endpoint, it may be SFTP host, MQ, or API host. So other is TCP IP is another one, SMTP is another one. These all endpoint where your application sits and consumer, where your application sitting in at the receiver end, where your application is sending a message to receiver endpoint. Those are all called as endpoints. This is some of the common keywords that we use in integration pattern. Okay, so we have got a lot of things to go on, but you know, I'll just stop here. Maybe I'll come up with another video on other stuffs, how is this solution is built. Now we have just understood what is integration pattern, what are the keywords that we use, and then the next session I'll cover what are the different patterns we have, how that solves our problem in the business, or the business cases. Okay, that's something I'll discuss in the next session. Okay, thank you.